Welcome to another tutorial from Eric's Various Creations. This time I will share with you on how I put together this gorgeous vine with materials that you can find at your local hardware store with no problem at all. So if you want to keep up to date with the latest videos and do-it-yourself creations that I share, please don't hesitate to subscribe. So I hope you have fun and please comment below. Here's the list of materials that you'll require to create this project. 9-gauge wire, that's going to be your skeleton of your vine. Pipe foam insulation, the thickness and the length is really at your discretion. Plastic painter's tarpon roll, that's what gives the texture of your vine. A can of black matte paint as a base color, and then you add additional colorful details with either beige, brown, and dark brown. That's what I used. Of course, you need a heat gun, duct tape, and any additional details such as moss, or as you see in the picture, the small plastic green vines that you can buy at Amazon and so on. So here's a tutorial and enjoy. I'm using what I used for the pumpkin monster, the vines of the pumpkin monster, 9-gauge wire, and it's $16.97 for a pack like this, and I've already unrolled about 20 feet. And this is what I use for the vine itself, is insulating foam that you put around. So there's a crack here in the insulating foam. You open it up and then you slide it in. I've tried once not undo the seam and sliding the metal rod inside, and it doesn't work. So, and since I'm going to be attaching, I'm going to leave part out because I want probably to attach this to either the pot or the pumpkin monster. So I want to make sure that stays at that length out of the tube. So I will wrap it up. Would that be long enough? Let's see if I'm going to use 3 intertwining branches. I don't think I need to have that 9-gauge wire inside all 3, like I did with the pumpkin monster. And by the way, to cut 9-gauge wire, you need one of those. It's not just a cutter, but it's got this leverage inside, because those are difficult to cut. I'm a relatively big guy, although older, 6'2", 220 pounds, and doing it one hand, it's still relatively difficult. Yeah, the duct tape is not finished. You'll have to put the duct tape in various areas where the wire is popping out. I don't want the vines to just go around like this. Sometimes, like a real branch, always cut away from your fingers. Okay, see what I've done? I've cut this part so that it could more realistically intertwine. between the branches. And may I recommend that you squeeze when you put the tape on, just squeeze them so that you can have a fold so that there's no space in between the tape and the foam. I kind of shove them in and then cut it like that. Seems like a long process, but believe me, you just need to do it relatively sloppy. I could put an extra hook like this so it looks realistic. Is it working? Yeah. So that's the first step. As you can see, it's a long vine. I have pieces left. And yeah. For now, my purpose is to show you using the heat gun on the foam and how it reacts. Make sure you use it in a very well ventilated area because the fumes can be toxic. So you see how this looks like. Don't worry about the seam of the foam. This looks a lot more natural than this uniform section right here. It's more random. Painter contractor grade plastic sheet, available at your local hardware store. If they don't have it available, change hardware stores, because that's as basic as paint. Should I wrap the branches individually? Yeah, let me wrap the branches individually. I just want to show you, because I've done already about 10 feet. So I do wrap it. Because I want to create, you see the lines here? I want to create a lot of texture this way. I'm putting it in the same pattern as of what wood grain would be like. You know what I'm realizing? That doing this is actually quite satisfying. Quite satisfying. You don't want to stop. I have to do quite a bit more because I'm seeing little areas here and there that need to be retouched. But it's fun. It's a lot of fun to do. You see the results immediately. You see the whole thing take shape randomly. Look at that here. It's pretty cool. I just want to show you that the more you do this, and after a long piece like this, it's almost like a chain of a process of learning. Yep, the planes are still going at it very strong, so I have to increase my voice volume. Yeah, so what you do, you cut them in length like this, and you just, in order to create those nice tendons, like, you know, so that texture that I'm creating with this awesome contractor grade paint tarp, it is really, really great. I used to use saran wrap, and this is so much better. Look, I just let it rest like this, maybe surround it with my hands, but as you can see, it's got, you know, I just put it there very randomly, and look what happens. Yep, I spent about $250 worth of flex paste for my pumpkin monster, which I adore, for the texture, and it did really a nice texture. But if you want to have something fast that provides you with really awesome detail, and this is not even painted, it's pretty awesome. So I finished, not finished yet, but I finished using the first can of spray on my vine. It doesn't look like much now because there's no colors and there's no leaves, and you'll see how easy it is with my way of doing it. I loosely installed my vine so I could have an idea of how it will look, and I've decided to start dry painting it, the details, the highlights. I've already spray painted it with a black aerosol paint all over the place, all over, so that I can enhance the lights. And I've decided it's a beautiful, what is it? It's beautiful, September 30th. So 31 days before Halloween. And I decided to take my time and dry brush it by putting my acrylic paint. So it's light brown, dark brown, and tan for the real highlights. And yeah, take it easy, take it slowly with a very cheap brush. This is the brush I use. Usually you find them about $1.50 at the hardware store, maybe in a package of 5 or 6, or at Amazon. And yeah, so the way I do it, I just dab a little bit, kind of brush off the excess on my cloth, and then go for it. So you see it's a fully black, matte black. Oh, yeah, I'm using dark brown now, and I think I'm going to start with that. And yes, I have this vine here, but you can also add a little bit of moss. You can buy them in bags. Use sparingly, but make sure you glue it with a hot glue gun. I haven't figured out a better way to glue moss. Whoa! I'm painting the finger. Sorry, buddy. See, I'm not painting like this. I'm painting like just laying my brush, because this way it picks up the ridges. The paint picks up the ridges. And I'll show you the look that it does. I like it. So let me show you an area that I think I did well. This is pretty good. You see, these are the kind of veins or whatever little branches that are growing. And this is kind of smudgy. You see this area here is kind of smudgy. So I am going to redo it. But I like the look of this. And I like the look of this. I don't like the look of this because that's smudgy. So I have to wait until it dries. I like this look. I definitely don't like this look. So you're learning as you're going. The more you do, the more you will make it look good. And one more thing that I believe strongly is the more random you go, the more natural it's going to look like. And then you put your vines on top of it, and you put your moss, and it's going to give it a good look. I hope you found this video useful and that it inspires you to do the same. So thank you so much for watching all the way till the end, and please don't hesitate to comment in order to share your thoughts, your views, and maybe how to improve the process. And don't hesitate to subscribe so that you can keep in touch with my latest videos. I should bring them out relatively often. So all the best and happy hunting!